train, I apparently picked the perfect time to start this video. It's feeling my hair's a little messed up. What do you think? Alright, so this video is about inequality and the racist narrative. See, I have been listening to white people. Fucking train, Jesus Christ. That fucker's extra loud today. Speaking of trains, looking at the one out back, seems to me there's a lot of people tagging stuff because they want to put their name all over things. Well, that's cool. I'd rather see some real artwork on them. And I do from time to time. I saw an octopus painted on the side of one maybe a month ago. It was pretty cool. It was mostly purple and green. But this video isn't about that fucking train, is it? This is about a racist narrative. This is about teaching black people that anything bad that happens to them must be racially motivated. But then again, anything that black people do that is racially motivated must be okay because they're black. Or must not be racism because they're black. Well, that's fucking bullshit. You know, all the same stuff that I've been hearing black folks make as excuses why homeless people deserve this. Yes, black people are doing this. Mostly black people are doing this. Making the same exact excuses that racist assholes make why they deserve it. Do they deserve it? No. And neither the fuck do I. The most victimized people in America aren't black people. Not even fucking close. Now, is that to say that racism doesn't exist? No. But at the same time, when you got, let's say there's 400 crimes committed against black people, how many of those crimes are actually going to be racially motivated? How many of those people are going to, well, sorry, I had to stop. I'm trying to think of a way to really put the words together in a way that you might understand. If these things are wrong to do to a black person, then they are wrong to do to a homeless person. If they're wrong to do to a black person, they are wrong to do to a white person. If it's wrong to do it to a male, it's wrong to do it to a female, and vice versa. And that's not what we're seeing. What we're seeing is each one of these groups thinks that they're extra special and deserve extra special attention. Meanwhile, is the problem racism? No. It's police brutality. It's police getting away with whatever the fuck they want. Police brutality is the issue. Now, and we've got people who are trying to shame other victims because they're not black. We have a major fucking issue here. When it's wrong to do it to a black person, but it is perfectly acceptable to do it to a homeless person, we got an issue here. Especially since that black person might be homeless. Now, if a black person is targeted for homelessness, which is pretty much, if you're a black person in Boulder County, you pretty much have to either A, commit a crime, or B, be homeless in order to get targeted by the police. Now, Zaid Atkinson did not commit a crime. So why did they target him? Because they thought he was fucking homeless. Meanwhile, he gets heard, he gets attention. The fucking media cares what he has. Why? Because the media is racist. Shit, we got racist media on both fucking sides. Meanwhile, who are you supposed to go to for help if you're not black? Oh yeah, it doesn't fucking matter if you're not black. This racist narrative being sold by BLM is bullshit. Now, is there racism? Absolutely there is. But not every fucking instance is an instance of racism. I know so many women who are using the fact that they're women to get away with doing some real evil fucking shit that men wouldn't get away with. Does that mean that no man would ever be convicted for those things? Oh, fuck no. There are exceptions to every fucking rule. But then again, you don't want to have all black people stuffed into these are all druggies category. Now, these racist black folks and asshole black folks who want to push this racist narrative and shame the other victims of police brutality because they're not the right color to be brutalized by the police. Are you not fucking hearing yourselves? Are you not reading what you're fucking typing? You've made it perfectly loud and clear that you don't give a fuck about the homeless. Homeless people are not human beings. And we, as an American society, apparently support this racism. Well, I don't. If I'm going to bitch at white people who are racist about being racist, I'm not going to be racist about calling other racists racist. Well, they can't be black or they can't be racist. They're black. You can't be racist if you're marginalized. Really, the homeless are marginalized. You say, oh, you're white, you're fucking privileged. Zayd Atkinson was fucking privileged. He's still privileged. He got treated like a fucking homeless person, and he got paid out the ass for it. Now that's in the police's favor. Fuck the state of Colorado. Fuck the United States government. And fuck all of you that support it. I'm not going to support Nazism. Not even out of the black community. And yes, what's going on right here is Nazism. Black Lives Matter, many of their members are committing hate crimes, but it's okay because they're white. Then you look at their victims. You look at the people they're picking to murder. Murder! A young black protester and an old white woman who is a protester were both murdered. And for some odd reason, that white woman who was murdered as well, Black Lives Matters is basically pretending she didn't exist. That this white woman who is supporting their cause doesn't exist. She died. She was murdered. But she doesn't matter because she's not black. How fucking disgusting is that? You see how many of these angry black people are taking it out on the homeless, but BLM isn't saying a goddamn thing about that. Right now, BLM is doing more to destroy this nation than even the KKK or the police. Why is that? It's that racist narrative. Oh, you can't be a victim, you're not black. Oh no. Most of those black people who are victimized are fucking homeless, dipshit. Where do you think that incarceration rate comes from, dipshit? You expect me to be fucking nice and fucking happy while this shit's going on? Meanwhile, the best chance we have of making this country a better place is to work together with the other victims. But no, BLM wants to pretend that the other victims don't exist. It doesn't fit their narrative. BLM is doing exactly the same thing that Zaid Atkinson did. Oh, well, I won't win if I tell the truth, so I better play on the color of my skin. It's fucking disgusting. Not everything that happens to black people is a racially motivated fucking crime. Matter of fact, most of the black people I saw getting their asses kicked in Boulder, Colorado had it coming. Was it because they were black? No. It's because they were fucking assholes who were fucking college kids who get off on going down and treating hobos like shit. You say, oh, well, you know, there's all these neo-Nazis and stuff. They just come down and fuck with black people just because they get off on it. Well, you know what? There are black people who get off on doing that to the homeless. But it's fine, isn't it? Racism is fine as long as, well, you're racist against somebody who isn't black. That's the message being sent. Then we've got all of these little memes that keep getting posted by BLM, and idiots want to reshare this 100 times as if sharing bullshit 100 times will somehow make it true. No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. Refusal to look at facts makes BLM as bad as the police, as bad as the KKK, and with the number of hate crimes that have been committed in the last 2 months, I think they surpassed the KKK. For sheer violence, just in the last 2 months, oh yeah, definitely worse than the KKK. There's a big difference between fighting for your rights and shitting on the rights of others to play a narrative. Like Natalie, strung out on fucking heroin. Wanted to pretend that I was some sort of a terrible excuse for a human being. But because she was pretty and she was female, it's magically all right. White men can't victim. Oh, really? See, that's the problem that all of you have. You don't want to be judged like that yourself. You don't want your group judged like that. But you have no problems with judging others in the exact same way you don't want to be judged. And then when you're an asshole to innocent people and they judge you back, you throw a fucking tantrum. You're racist. You're racist. Oh no. I'm telling you that I'm going to stick up for the rights of the homeless. I don't give a fuck about your agenda or your narrative. I care about my people, and my people are human beings, regardless of skin color, regardless of gender, and regardless of sexual preference. You like fucking little kids, then you and I are not going to get along. If your sexual preference is little kids, I will stand between you and your victims. The thing is, when you're alone, the police can do whatever the fuck they want to you. Through all of this, I was completely alone. Because the one thing that I needed more than anything else was for people to go in with me to force the police to do their jobs. Instead, I went in alone. They turned off their body cameras and broke the law repeatedly to cover the crimes of their fellow officers. But this only happens to black people, right? White people need to shut up when this happens because black people are more marginalized, right? No, the homeless and former foster kids are more marginalized. But does BLM say anything about that? No. Y'all made a big fucking mistake by targeting me. You thought it would be all right because I was alone, because I was broke, because I was unarmed. I was unarmed because I choose to be unarmed. I choose not to carry a gun. That's not a problem. Shit, I know of at least 24 people whose houses I could walk into and pick up a gun within 10 feet of walking in their door. Why don't I? Because it's fucking wrong, dipshit. Now, if I got somebody fucking shooting, or somebody's in town shooting at somebody else, if I'm near one of those houses, yeah, I'm gonna go knock on the door. I'm gonna scream in the house, hey, there's some shooting going on, I'm grabbing your gun. Of course, if you come to Chapel, Nebraska looking to shoot people, everybody in this town is fucking armed. Literally everyone? No, there's plenty of felons here. There's lots of kids that don't own firearms. Of course, most of the kids around here know how to shoot. Most of the kids around here are not children from town. They're out on farms. They shoot at rabbits, shoot at gophers. They hunt for their dinner. And yeah, many of them are racist. I'll admit that. I've stood between racists and the people that they were trying to harm. However, we got this racist narrative that black people can't be racist. We all know that's not fucking true. We all know that. Those of you who are trying to sell a different narrative also know that. You know it's complete bullshit. You know it's bullshit when you type it. Like, Bob supposed to signify all black people. Bob is at this table, and everybody gets a plate but Bob. And Bob says, well, Bob deserves to eat. And everybody says, well, everybody deserves to eat, and continues eating. And the problem with that analogy is the assumption that Bob is the only one who didn't get a goddamn plate. Now, when we're talking about the United States of America, if we have a table with 30 people at it, and we separate it according to its groups, according to per capita, there won't be any rich people at that table. None. It'll be just poor people and middle class people at that table. There will not be any rich people there. There aren't enough per capita to fill the space of one seat at that table. Chances are pretty good that half the people at that table are victims. But we got a black person sitting there going, it's not fair, it's not fair. Look at me, I'm not getting fed. I'm not getting fed. Half the table doesn't have a fucking dipshit. Your analogy is fucking horse shit. You shouldn't make analogies because you're dumb as a fucking post. Merry goddamn Christmas, you pieces of shit.